Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the Nerdic Pro Podcast. How are we doing this evening? My name is, as per usual, Bobby effing SALASTAR. And I do apologise that this is happening a lot later than scheduled. Unfortunately, when life gets in the way, you sort of have to, unfortunately, push this sort of thing to the side, which, you know, is a bit of a bummer, really. So, yeah, anyways, welcome to episode of week number 203 of Nerdic Pro Weekly. I'm just gonna. I don't want to share a video clip on screen. Hold on, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Yeah. So today I'm going to talk a bit about the Pro Wrestling Illustrated top 500. If I could find the thing. No, I don't want that right now. Can you guys? Yeah. So why am I not on the screen properly? There we are, finally. Right, yeah. So tonight I'm going to talk a bit about the Pro Wrestling Illustrated top 500. If I could find the thing to put up onto the screen, then I will put it up onto the screen. So I want 2025, right? Well, this is fucking demoralising, isn't it? Jesus, right. This is right. Here we are. PWI ratings, right? So there we are. Right. Try to battle my way through bloody StreamYard, which is a headache. As always, bloody is. Right. So if I do this, then if I do, don't want a QR code. More. So am I not able to add? Add file. Oh, I need to bloody upgrade to do that, do I? Well, that's a bit demoralising, isn't it? Really. Photo library. Right. Add. Customize your background. Oh, so StreamYard are absolutely bloody pathetic, right? As they won't allow me to add a background thing on here, which is absolutely bloody pathetic. For obvious reasons that I wanted to put the bloody thing up of the top 5 of the top 10 of the PWI 500 for this year. Which obviously now I ain't gonna be able to do that now, am I? Because StreamYard are bastards. How dare they? Let me take this off. Alright. Sorry, just my TV in the background. Yeah, so that's pathetic. So I want to. Right. So number one. Right. So number one. So if I type this out in the comments, so number one was Adam Page. 2 was Cody Rhodes. So if I go on to my gallery so I can actually find the list. Seth, Sammy, Kazuchika, 2, 3. So 3 was Seth Rollins. 4 was Kazuchika Okada. 'No, it weren't. 4 was Sami Zayn. 5 was Okada. 6 was Dom Mysterio. 7 was Trick Williams. 7. So the TNA World Champion Trick Williams. Obviously NXT Superstar. 8 was Zack Sabre Jr. from New Japan. Well, a bit of a sore throat. 9 was Mystico. Fantastic wrestler he has become since leaving WWE a few years ago. On a bit of a run in the Opera Cup as well in MLW still. And then number 10 was Kento Miyahara. So if my thing actually lets me type. Alright. Oh, I hate my phone. Kento Miyahara. Yes, Ed. Right. Bloody hell, that was painful. Right, so Adam Page, show on stage. Right. So number 1 in the top 500 of the PWI in 2025, obviously cowboy shit Hangman Adam Page. I can't lie, as bad as it sounds, I've not really watched much AEW this year. So I don't really know a lot that's happened over the past year in AEW. I don't really know much of what Adam Page has actually done. Obviously a phenomenal wrestler. You know, it was pretty much from All In last year to currently. Like I've sort of dipped in and out and what have you. So yeah. So yeah, I call me a bastard. I can't really comment, you know, because I've not really had the time to watch it. So yeah. Number 2, Cody Rhodes. I mean, what a past couple of years Cody's had. Obviously, since returning to WWE back in 2022 at WrestleMania, to having that trio like best of 3 series thing with like would you call it like best of 3 series or whatever, like those 3 matches that he had against Seth. Rollins, which obviously culminated at Hell in the Cell that year, so 2022. Coincidentally, it was the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view, but that match between Cody and Seth was the only Hell in the Cell match. And yeah, so which is a bit weird, really. But yeah, so and then obviously going out injured because of his, torn bicep muscle, and which obviously all around here from his shoulder upwards, was all, purple and, sort of going into being black and everything, and then obviously coming back in the 2023 the 2023 Royal Rumble, won it. I ain't gonna lie, but they announced that he was going to return in and around Christmas, didn't they? That he was going to return at the Rumble, which, my personal opinion, stupid idea, as I think that they should have just kept it quiet, and just leave his return to a surprise, and then obviously ended up winning it. Went on to main event WrestleMania 39 against Roman. Lost. Obviously, continued to try and finish the story as he tried to do. Obviously, won the undisputed tag titles with Jey Uso. Obviously, won this year's Rumble as well, and then and then obviously main evented thingy again, Mania again, and ended up beating Roman. No, wasn't this year's, sorry, last year's, the 2024 one. And and then obviously this year he ended up losing the title to Cena, the undisputed title to Cena. Had a fairly alright feud with Cena. And what have you, but yeah, I'd say 2025 Cody has been, sort of head and shoulders above a lot of that current WWE roster. Just like the man in number 3, Seth freaking Rollins. Again, he's with the current storyline going on with obviously Seth and Becky against Punk and AJ Lee, and obviously with Seth and the Vision, or whatever it is they're called, obviously whilst they're feuding with the likes of LA Knight, the Usos, etc. I think that this Vision group thing, obviously with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman, potentially now seeing Brock Lesnar now get involved. He's got has just helped Rollins, that extra little bit to get into, and like the matches that Seth's had this year as well, have been great, Kazuchika Okada, again, call me a bastard, I've not really paid much attention to AEW this past year, so I don't really know what's been happening with Okada this year. Although it was actually Sammy who was in number 4, not Okada. Like Okada was number 5. But yeah, Sammy, again, great year so far. 5 was Okada. He was number 6. Dominic Mysterio. See, I've always been hit and miss with Dominic Mysterio because when he first started out wrestling, going back a few years now, when he first started out as a tag team with his dad Ray, and they ended up going on to become the first father and son duo in WWE history to win a tag team title together, being the Smackdown tag titles. Wasn't a fan of him, and he was only there obviously because of who his dad was, and who his dad is, and didn't really rate him. I ain't gonna lie, I definitely much prefer a heel Dominic Mysterio to a babyface. Dominic Mysterio as obviously Dirty Dom Mysterio, as I was coincidentally there live and in person when Dominic Mysterio had actually turned heel in Cardiff and Clash of the Castle. So it was the tag match between Rey Mysterio and Edge, obviously now Adam Copeland in AEW, against Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Obviously, Damian Priest was at the time in the Judgment Day. And again, I think Judgment Day has massively helped Dom and the whole story with Rhea as well. And then obviously Clash at the Castle when Dom had actually turned heel. I think that helped him a lot in WWE to actually turn heel, because you look at how over Dom is as a heel at the minute. Honestly, my personal opinion, he wasn't over whatsoever in wrestling as a babyface. Because he from what I remember, obviously this is going back 3 years and a month ago now, because it was September 2022 to be exact. He never got the reaction from the crowd as the babyface, whereas as he's sort of transitioned into being a heel, and obviously when he had the whole Mammy thing going on with Rhea, he again massively he was over more as a heel than what he was as the babyface, So yeah, and then Trick Williams again. What a wrestler! What a talent in NXT. And obviously the current TNA World Champion. How is he not main roster? Well, obviously he's TNA at the minute. Well, NXT superstar, but obviously TNA World Champ. He's just again. I'm surprised to now he's not looked on more and not on a wider scale. You know what I mean? Obviously he's got the match coming up at Bound for Glory. Is it tomorrow, Bound for Glory, or is it next weekend? It's against Mike Santana. Oh, there's more people in it, isn't there? I'm gonna have to look at this. Hang on. So Bound for Glory 2025. So it's set to take place on the 12th of October, so next week. So it is just Mike Santana. I thought it was a multi-man match for whatever reason. But yeah, he's got a defense next Saturday. TNA's Bound for Glory against Mike Santana. Again, Mike Santana, he's fantastic in my opinion. Zack Sabre Jr., again, the technical wizard. One of the best wrestlers on the planet. Quite literally one of the best on the entire planet. What he does, he's continuously putting on bangers here in the UK for companies like Rev Pro, Progress, What Culture, he later on transitioned into Defiant, and then obviously going to PWG, WXW, New Japan, etc. And yeah, Mystico, his run in CMLL and MLW at the minute, obviously. I don't think he's still the MLW World Middleweight Champion at the minute, is he? Is he? Is he not? But yeah, again, he had a fantastic run with that. Done one of the Opera Cup, and yeah, so yeah, Kenta Miyohara. I can't lie, I don't know too much about the bloke. I can't really comment. Like, as big of a Japanese wrestling fan as I am, I can't really comment too much about him. So yeah, it's a good standing, to be fair, of the top 10 of the PWI 500. Because of the fact on how this podcast is so late in the evening, as it is literally currently 8 minutes past midnight here in the UK. I was going to do it at 7:30 earlier on this evening. I had to do it now because I had to shoot off and do something earlier on. I'm going to try and do another podcast around 5ish o'clock So what's the date currently? Saturday the 4th of October, 5 p.m. ish UK time. Again, just to sort of do like a more in-depth review of PWI 500, as I've been saying for the past couple of weeks that I'm going to do it. Go into, because I've got notes upstairs of this past Monday's Raw, last Friday Smackdown, and obviously with it being Friday tonight, I'm going to do an in-depth review of tonight's Smackdown as well. So and I've literally just had on some TNA for this past week as well, and speak about a bit of gaming as well, of The Sims. So why not? So obviously more stuff to talk about here on the podcast, isn't it? So be sure to be joining me for about 5 o'clock. Technically today, for those British viewers. So it's the Saturday, the 4th of October, 2025. For episode of week 203 of Nerdic Pro Weekly, part 2. So, I will now get the StreamYard made for it, and to then have the live link. And so if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button if you like the content here on YouTube. Go check us out on Facebook as well, on Spotify, and on TikTok. Spotify's not been updated for a while, but myself, Richie Stewart, Ian, both Tommies, etc., Kaysen, do plan on updating it very soon. So, I shall be seeing you all there. Thank you all very, very much. My name has, as usual, been Bobby effing SALASTAR, and I shall be seeing you all later. Goodbye.